Hello everyone, welcome back after such a long time. Unfortunately I was really busy because I was relocating, but yeah, now I'm back. For the beginning I have chosen something very light. I didn't play Magic for months and I remember that there were two starter decks in the Lord of the Rings series. One with Aragorn and Arwen and the other one with Sauron. So in this case I wanted to try out the Sauron deck because it's very basic, but it contains all the iconic characters and it contains every part of Sauron's army and it depicts it perfectly. You can find his mercenaries, the Easterling, also we have the Oliphant, then we have also Gollum, who was tortured in the Fellowship at the beginning and then released, a lot of orc creatures like Mauhur, Uruk, Captain, then we have even a Trebuchet at the Siege of Minas Tirith for example, then we have the Witch King, then also his Fell Beast, we have Ugluk of the White Hand, Sauron himself of course, and even the mighty and mysterious Balrog, so this deck is Mordor themed at its purest. And I like the idea of playing this deck because we don't have any expensive cards and it's beginner friendly, just that you know I had to replace two cards because I didn't find any information if those were reprints or just cards maybe from the commander decks. Anyway, so I just removed the Mind Stone and 2 copies of Feed the Swarm and replaced them with 2 copies of Lash of the Balrog. Yeah, I think it's fits nicely with the Balrog here, and then I added also another land that produces mana like the Mind Stone, and it's Shire Terrace. So what else? My idea is that I will play plenty of games with this deck and later I will just upgrade this deck, but of course in a reasonable way. That means I will not put 4 copies of Orcish Bowmaster nor the Ring because it should be still a budget deck. So let's take a closer look and we will start with the creatures. Although some of the creatures feel a bit out of place because of their abilities, or in this case non-abilities, the deck still focuses primarily on the MS ability. So we have Easterling Vanguard and also we have Dunland Crabine. So when this creature enters the battlefield, we produce the Orc token, and for example also Easterling Vanguard, when this creature dies, it also MS Orcs 1. Then we have Grishnak, here Brash Instigator. When this creature enters also it MS Orcs 2. And what I like about Grishnak is when this creature does that, we take control of a non-legendary creature with power less than or equal to the amassed army's power. It gains haste so we can attack instantly. You will see we have also sorcery spells with that ability. Then we have Gothmog that gives our token Death Touch. Can be also very important sometimes against huge creatures, so we can block. But what card interacts greatly with our token is Mauhur, because if we put 1 or more +1/+1 counters, we put that many +1/+1 counters on that instead. Ugluk, who is also an orc, would benefit from Mauhur's ability and he would receive 1 additional, so this creature would be very huge very quickly. Whenever a creature dies that we control, Ugluk receives a counter, but if the creature was a goblin orc, we can put 2 counters on it. Then we have Goblin Assailant. Yeah, it's just a 2/2 creature that costs 2 mana. I think we can cut it out and take something better than this. I bet there is another orc that is far better and also costs maybe 2 mana. Then we have Goblin Fire Leaper. It can be a very funny card, can be like a kamikaze creature. For 2 mana we can enhance it by +1/+0, and when this creature dies it deals a damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Then we have a huge Oliphant for 6 mana with Trample, and when it attacks it gives another creature +2/+0 and Trample. Also we have a huge Troll with 4/4, the Olokai Crusher. Yeah, it's also a very expensive. Yeah, actually for 4 mana it's really stable for 4. This creature can't block unless you control a goblin or orc. And in this deck we have a lot of orc and goblin creatures, so it shouldn't be a problem. Then we have a very expensive Fell Beast, 6 mana, flying. When this creature enters the battlefield, Each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice, and we create a food token for each creature sacrificed this way. This deck even contains a warg. It has menace. As long as we control a goblin orc, this creature gets +1/+0. And then we have the Mordor Trebuchet. It's a funny card, it's a defender, but when we attack, it creates an attacking flying artifact creature token that we have to sacrifice at the end. And this card would actually work nicely with the other version of Balrog, because we can make the Balrog cheaper for each sacrificed creature. So yeah, we have the Balrog here with Trample. There are two versions, and this one includes this one. Trample: when a legendary creature an opponent controls dies, put the Balrog on the bottom of its owner's library. I think the other Balrog is far better, because here you can see, I mean, as soon as a legendary creature dies, we have to get rid of this Balrog. So yeah. Then we have also the Witch King of Angmar. Bringer of Ruin is a very strong creature, has flying. Whenever it attacks, defending player sacrifices a creature with the least power among creatures they control. So actually this would also work great with the other Balrog, because we need every card that does something with, when we have to sacrifice something. And last but not least, we have our mighty Dark Lord Sauron. I find this card pretty strong, and it also can decide games. So when Sauron enters the battlefield, we can take control of our opponent's creature, of course a huge one, and hopefully also a flying one to make as much damage as we can. But for 3 mana we can also enhance our whole army by giving them +2/+0, and each opponent also loses 2 life points. In my opinion, this is a great card that can make a huge impact on the game. Then yeah, let's take a closer look on the sorcery spells. Here we have the Lash of the Balrog, lets us destroy a creature for 5 mana, which is very expensive, but if we sacrifice a creature it costs only 1. I mean, it would be great with the Trebuchet, but unfortunately it's a sorcery spell, not an instant, so we cannot do that. Then we have also Swarming of Moria. Where is it? Swarming here. Create a treasure token, MS Orcs 2, nothing special. Then we have the Fire of Orthanc. For 4 mana, destroy target artifact or land. Creatures without flying can't block this turn. This card can be very annoying for the opponent if they are playing Triumph, for example. That means a land with 3 colors. So yeah, sometimes it can be very helpful. Then the last one is Foray of Orcs. We have 2 copies of that, also for 4 mana, and Amass Orcs 2. When you do, Foray of Orcs deals X damage to target creature an opponent controls, where X is the massed army's power. So as you have seen, we have a couple of creatures with that ability, also 2 sorcery spells, so it's not impossible to have also a big army token here. Instant spells, here we have Cast into the Fire for 2 mana, which can be sometimes very important. Either we can kill 1 or even 2 creatures with toughness 1, or we can also exile an artifact. Then we have Nasty Ant for 2 mana also. If our opponent wants to destroy one of our creatures, we can use this card, sacrifice our creature that is already targeted by our opponent's spell, and we can draw 2 cards. If it's a legendary, we can draw even 3 cards. Then we have Shelob's Ambush, which gives our creature +1/+2, and Death Touch. Then we have a legendary enchantment, it's Fires of Mount Doom. And I think I will put later on also a second copy of this card in this deck, because it's just awesome. Not only it deals 2 damage to target creatures, but if we run out of cards or we have just a few, we can pay 3 mana, exile the top card of our library and cast it until the end of the turn. And it deals 2 damage to both players. In this deck we have 2 cards that also produces a food token, so yeah, it's the Shelob's Ambush and the Fell Beast. Then we have in total 27 lands. It's a lot, but yeah, I think I will just cut out 3 of those. Maybe Shire Terrace doesn't fit very well in this, but because of the Evolved Wilds and also because Mindstone, yeah. I just put it into the stack. And so we have here 12 copies of Swamp, 12 copies of Mountain, and yeah, 3 copies of Shire Terrace. And yeah, that's the deck. And so now I would say let's play some games. So here we go, welcome back. I'm so excited to be back. I didn't play Magic for a long time, now I'm back, and I think that's the best way just to start playing Magic, by playing the Lord of the Rings set. And here we have the starter deck, Mordor, and yeah, it's a very beginner friendly deck, it's not very complicated, so I think that's the best way. And by the way, we are playing a best of 3 against M4550UN, and I believe a best of 3 is the perfect way to showcase the deck, to show the strategy, to show the mechanics of this deck. So at least we have 2 games against the same opponent. And yeah, sometimes, I mean, when you're just playing one game against the opponent, it can just be decided by pure luck. So at least here we have 2 games. Yeah, we have very expensive creatures, by the way. Mary, whenever okay, so whenever one or more halflings attack, they will create more food tokens. And here we have Pippin, great. So Pippin with Mary. Maybe we are playing against a block deck, that would be awesome. So so we have the Balrog, Flame of Udun, and I think we will just go for the Warg. It has Menace. And if we are going to play a Goblin Orc creature, it will also get +1/+0. It's a great blocker. Meneldor, Swift Savior, oh great, it's a bird soldier. I was also thinking, because in this set there are quite few birds, not only blue ones but also white ones. So it might be possible if you create a Lord of the Rings block deck with birds. I think that should be possible, because we have also some 3 or 4 white birds, bird creatures. So yeah, and here we have the Swift Savior. They are not blocking. I mean, we have to put some pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they have some food tokens. So yeah, just we can reduce their life points. Mirkwood Spider, yeah, great. I mean, I think they are playing also a block deck, a Lord of the Rings block deck. Stink, they can attach it, it gets +1/+1 and has haste. And you can untap the creature at the beginning of your combat. Okay, so yeah, Mirkwood Spider has Death Touch. But also our token has Death Touch thanks to Gothmog, our lieutenant. And let's see, I mean, okay, they can exile this creature and it will return to the battlefield. But in this case, it doesn't do any, it doesn't have any abilities, so it will not trigger any effects here. So I think we can go for the Witch King, also a flying creature. And whenever we attack, they have to sacrifice a creature. So, I mean, look at those creatures. I mean, it's perfect. It's, yeah, Mordor against... I was going to say the Shire, but now we have also Elrond here on the battlefield. So it's a, yeah, alliance between the elves and the halflings. And also the birds are involved. So... yeah, they need, I think they are also playing some elves with scry ability, so they are waiting for some elves to exile. I mean, the problem is all of those creatures are legendary besides the Mirkwood Spider, and the problem is if one of those will die, we have to put the Balrog under our library. And yeah, I mean, it depicts the film actually perfectly, because the Balrog and Gandalf, they fell like, I mean, thousands of meters underneath the mountain. So the Balrog, I mean Mauhur, Uruk-hai Captain. Yeah, I think we will just go for the Mauhur. And I mean, I really want to play the Balrog, but I think we will just wait. We might play Balrog the next turn then. So let's attack. I mean, yeah, we can attack with the Witch King, so they have to sacrifice the spider with Death Touch, great. And what else? I mean, we have also Shelob's Ambush, we can attach it. We can target one of our creatures, give it +1/+2, and Death Touch. Yeah, equip costs 2 mana here. Yeah, equipped creature has first strike as long as it's blocking or blocked by a goblin or orc. Yeah, they can attach it to one of those halflings, or maybe also Elrond. I mean, shall we play the Balrog? I mean, yeah, all of those creatures are legendary, even the bird. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, anyway, let's go for the Balrog. Flame of Udun. I mean, look at this. Look at this card. 7/7 with trample. Actually, I prefer the other version of Balrog, because here, I mean, it's really easy to get rid of this card. You have to just block with one of those weak legendary creatures and it will just go under the library. They will attack with Elrond? I mean, they have attached the equipment, the dagger to Elrond, so they can untap it also. So let's block Elrond. And then, I mean, we can also block Pippin with the Warg. Gothmog blocks Mary. I think that's it. I mean, probably they have something, because, I mean, is this possible for 1 mana that you can enhance your creatures? Or just one creature? I believe not. Yeah, let's see. Oh, they might have something on their hand. And they have 4 food tokens. Maybe this is related to this card they are going to play. Now, sacrifice 3 foods, draw a card. Okay, that's all. Maybe they just wanted to get rid of the Balrog. Yeah, Balrog, sorry, you have to leave us. Oh, Swamp. I mean, but look at the Witch King. Witch King is such a great card. So strong, it's a flying creature and they always have to sacrifice a creature also, if we are attacking with the Witch King. So... yeah, I think that's it, right? 4, 3, 7, yeah. So GG. Yeah, I think we don't have to make any changes because it's a block match. I just put the Witch King of Angmar into the side deck in case we just want to leave the game earlier. Initiate, yeah, that's one of the new things that I just realized that, yeah, it's new in MTG Arena. Wow, we have only lands. Okay, so mulligan. And what do we have here? Yeah, 2 lands, that's good. We have, yeah, cast into the fire. But only 1 creature. But I think we will just go for it. Fire of Ortang is an expensive card, 4 mana, the most expensive here. Yeah, and Ugluk we have to keep, at least we have 1 creature. And oh, the Fell Beast. Yeah, Fell Beast is also very expensive, 6 mana. I think because the plan is that I want to enhance the stack step by step. If we are entering silver and then gold rank, I just always want to modify it a little bit and adjust it. So in this case, yeah, we can also cut out the Fell Beast maybe and replace it by better cards. Not too expensive cards. Of course, it has to be, I mean, still a reasonable deck, not only to put like 4 copies of the Orcish Bowmaster, which is Is it still $40 worth? I'm not sure. So anyway, so we can kill 2 creatures here. Cast into the fire. And also have you seen, for example, Lego, they released also 3 sets. First one was the Rivendell set, then the Barad-dûr, and now recently they also released the Shire. It's the cheapest of the 3 sets. So I mean, yeah, they have the Shire Scarecrow with toughness 3, it's a defender. Yeah, what I was going to say, there are already 3 Lego sets, and those are huge sets, by the way. The biggest one I think is Mordor. I mean Barad-dûr. The fortress of Sauron here. And yeah. The Lothlorian Lookout. Whenever this creature attacks, cry 1. So that can be... They can benefit from this ability. I mean, shall we? Yeah, we can block. Loses all abilities. I mean, how does it work? So if we are going to attach it, will it be still affected because it's not? Yeah, okay. I was not sure. So is it also possible if you are going to wait that the card ability will trigger, and after that is it still possible to do that and they will keep their abilities? I'm not sure. Anyway, so Goblin Assailant, yeah, that's one of the weakest cards in this set, in this deck. Also Goblin Assailant is just a 2 creature and has no abilities, so I think this one we can also cut out from the stack. Yeah, Chance-Mad Elves, it's a great card because whenever you scry, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Yeah, it was also one of my favorite elves in the stack, in my elf stack. So let's block with both creatures. Yeah, that's a great trade. Yeah, we can also deal 1 damage, but it doesn't matter. So here we have Balrog again. I mean, we can just sacrifice the Goblin Assailant and get rid of the Chance-Mad Elves. Let's do that. Yeah, then we have also Foray of Orcs. Yeah, we just need 1 more land. Come on. Grey Heavens, Navigator, Scry. Yeah, I like this deck. I mean, you don't have to just put only elves in this blue-green deck. You can also, as you have seen, they included also Merry and Pippin. And even the Scarecrow. So let's go for Ugluk of the White Hand, 3/3 creature. And then, yeah, Foray of Orcs, we can also create a token. Let's see if they are going to attack with the Grey Heavens Navigator. I mean, actually I don't want to trade the our Ugluk for that card. Sting? Yeah, we'll just receive the 4 damage. And they will equip the Scarecrow. Great, here we have the 5th land. So now we can cast Balrog, Flame of Udun. And yeah, both creatures are non-legendary, so yeah, we can attack with Balrog and deal a lot of damage. No, here we have Legolas. Yeah, that's a legendary creature. So 1/4. Actually, they just have to block with Legolas and we will lose the Balrog. Fell Beast. Yeah, shall we play? I mean, they will sacrifice probably the Scarecrow. Yeah, let's do that. So we have a flying creature. So yeah, they are blocking with Legolas, so we will deal here 4 damage. And 3 damage will go to the opponent, thanks to Trample. Yeah, Balrog, I mean, you can see how easily we can just lose a Balrog. So yeah, and the plan is also to create a deck with the other version of Balrog, which seems much better. But the problem is there are not so many cards with sacrifice, because whenever you sacrifice, I think it doesn't matter what, because it can be a creature, or even you can sacrifice those food tokens, you can sacrifice the treasure tokens. It still counts as, yeah, that you sacrifice something, so the cost for the Balrog will be reduced by 1 for each that you sacrificed. So let's attack with Ferocious Fell Beast. The opponent doesn't have... they don't have any cards left. Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. Yeah, whenever Elrond or another creature you control enters, scry 1, and then Celeborn or Celeborn? I think it's Celeborn, yeah. The Wise will get +1/+1, and the Grey Heavens Navigator has the Sting. So they can also scry 1. Might be very useful right now, so they don't have to draw any more lands. What else? I mean, we can also sacrifice the food token. Let's do that. Down to 6 life points. Ah, here we have the mountain. So let's go for a Flurry of Orcs. We can deal 2 damage. Let's kill Elrond. And yeah, they can untap it. I think, yeah, Fell Beast and Warg will attack. Shall we attack? No, we will not. Fell Beast, Warg, 8 damage. They will have only 5. And we'll just keep the mountain. It's a psychological effect. So they will think we might have something useful on our hand. Celeborn the Wise. I mean, it seems also a great card. Whenever you scry, it gets +1/+1. So let's block with those 2 creatures. I think... I mean, they can untap the Grey Heavens Navigator, right? But... so let's block with the Grey Heavens Navigator. I mean, with Ugluk. I mean, if we are going to attack with Fell Beast, it's 4 damage. Then we have also the Warg. It has Menace, right? They will untap it. So... yeah, let's block with the... Wait a second. I just want to be very sure. Because if we're going... I mean, we have to get rid of one of those creatures, at least. Because it will be untapped, they can block 2 and 2, they will... And we have to block at least 1, because we have 6 life points. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Yes. Yeah, let's do that. So we are safe for sure. Just 1 life point left. So they can just untap 1 of those creatures, it's the Grey Heavens Navigator. Oh, we have even the Trebuchet. So yeah, GG. they can only block one creature here. Yeah, I'm just thinking about this one bird, and I really want also to build just a deck around those birds, because they have also this one very mighty bird. So yeah, GG, it was an awesome game. So yeah, we are also entering silver rank, and yeah, also I just played some games with the in the other ranks, so I will also make a summarize of that, and then you will see plenty of games. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.